this is Snow City Tarot, and I'm here with a pick a deck reading. Today's topic is going to be advice on how to improve your financial situation. This was a request, and unfortunately I don't remember the name of that user, but I hope this helps. So yeah, let's get to it. I got 3 decks today. Timestamps are in the description box below, and this will be deck 1, 2, and 3. You can pause the video to pick, but I'm going to start with deck 1 here. So this is my first finance video, I think, so you guys let me know how I do. I don't usually read for these practical day-to-day things, but I think they're really pretty important, honestly, and I probably should do more of them. So we're going to see what the situation is. Okay, I guess that's the situation. Okay, so the current situation I have here is, as far as your finances go, it kind of looks like you might be waiting for something to come in. This could be some kind of payments, some sort of disbursements, something like that. It could be showing me that you might also be, for some of you, you could be in a situation where a financial situation where you're not entirely sure if you should stay or go. So this could be something regarding a job. It could be regarding investments in some cases. Maybe you lost a bunch of money, like I know a whole bunch of people just lost money, and maybe you are wondering if you should cut your losses, that sort of thing. And that's the current financial situation that you might be in. Another way to look at it is that it's possible that this is showing how you're not really able to make any progress right now. Maybe you're looking to gain some extra money, but you're not able to. But you're not able to move forward with that for one reason or another. So in some cases, maybe you guys are struggling with debt. This would definitely be a card that would show debt as well. So challenges with your finances. This could be a legal thing. There could be some sort of legal involvement that, like I said, it could be something holding up these funds, and maybe there has to be some sort of legal things that have to happen first in order for you to get these funds. Maybe this is an inheritance from your mom or a female character, grandmother maybe. Yeah, because I see these two together, and I feel like as far as a challenge goes, it could be that someone else has the money. Someone else has your money. And they may need to do some sort of legal activity or sign some sort of document or something like that in order to release it to you, to give it to you. And this person could be what's holding you up. This person it could be this person's money, or it could be a person that is currently living who has responsibility over this money. So for some of you, I'm thinking that maybe you might have like a guardian who has like fiducial responsibility over your money until you're a certain age, like a trust fund, something like that. And that could be what this is. So you could just be waiting for trust fund money to kind of come in. But right now, maybe you need it right now, you know? What are you overlooking? For some of you, I want to say that maybe some of you guys are overlooking the power of hard work, overlooking the power of labor. For some of you, you could be overlooking the power of education. So for those of you that are stuck like this, you may need to go and get an advisor, a financial advisor. Or somebody, or like somebody who knows more about this topic than you do on your own. This is talking about somebody who's giving their services out. So for some of you also, you could be this guy here, giving your service out to these people. So for some of you, I think for most of you who pick this one, it's probably going to be closer related to freeing up whatever money is right here and seeking out a legal advisor or a financial advisor in order to get it. Clarify the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, seek out, okay, I think a lot of you, this is definitely legal in nature, and you need to seek out a legal counselor or a legal advisor, somebody who can kind of navigate this information for you. Sorry, these are way off screen, aren't they? Somebody who can navigate this area for you because it's not your area of expertise. They may give you better advice, to be honest. So it does appear like you're overlooking some kind of professional's opinion. Any more information on this? Research. Yeah, you're not doing enough research on this. So I feel like if you're coming to this, you're kind of new to your financial situation. Perhaps you just turned 18, who knows? Maybe that trust fund is on its way somehow. But in the meantime, you have to figure things out now. But this does look like you need to do some research on this subject. For some of you, you may need to take an actual financial planning class. And you might be somebody who's and the reasons this is coming out as advice or as what you might be overlooking is because maybe you're somebody who just doesn't think you can find any value in financial classes like this, but I think it's saying that if you did do this, you would probably find a lot of benefit in it, even if you think you kind of know it all, or it's really all cut and dry, oh, I know how to balance a checkbook, I know how to, look through my, statements and stuff, and it's a little bit more than that. If you go to a class or some sort of person who knows more than you, they can either sort this out for you, or this could just be teaching. If you don't have this situation in your life, it could just be teaching you some financial responsibility here. It may even teach you how to invest your money. So what's the advice? We have the 3 of Swords. This talks about cutting out things and making sacrifices. So if you are currently not being the most careful person when it comes to your funds, maybe you're buying a lot of things that you don't need and using your money in kind of careless ways. This could be saying it's time to sacrifice that part of your spending, just at least temporarily. Whatever it is right now that is sort of frivolous and not needed. Yeah. 10 of Wands. This is talking about slow and steady accumulation of things. I like to picture this person in the Wands cards. It's like somebody who's going along a path and just keeps picking up sticks until they have so many that they don't know what to do with them. This could be it here. This could be referring to This could be referring to items that you get that might not be completely necessary. Like if you're somebody who collects things, you might want to dial that back. Or if you're somebody who's collecting things in order to is seeing them as an investment right now, that's not the best solution for you. Yeah. It's kind of like a best practice that if you have any existing debts, you pay the debts off before you start investing your money. That's just the rule of thumb there when it comes to having to choose between growing or reducing a debt. You always want to reduce the debt before you grow the money. Then you can grow it without having anything holding it back. And that's kind of the message, one of the messages I'm seeing here. Another one is saying that you could definitely save as well, save a lot more than you are. And I think that with the small time accumulation of the wands here, could be saying that you may just need to save like $5 a day. Just slowly save $5 a day, add it, and then don't touch it. And I think that either, I don't know if this is like adding it to your savings as in like the type of savings like retirement, or if you need it for a nest egg, but this might be saying that you need this for a nest egg later, or, you know, an emergency fund. If you don't have an emergency fund, you need to get one. You need to make one. Everyone should have a little bit of something to fall back on. I think the ideal, as unrealistic as it is I believe 6 months of having 6 months of your pay for a year accumulated. That seems really unrealistic, but I'd say, you know, start small. Try to save try to save up to a month's worth of things, of money, at least for like an emergency fund, you know, if the worst were to happen. But I think that could also be what it's saying here. Okay, so I guess one of the questions was, when can we expect your financial situation to improve? Let's take a look. Ho, okay. For some of you, your financial situation could improve if you take on a partner in some way. So this could be, in some cases, this could be saying it will improve when you get married, or for some people, it'll improve when you get a roommate, or if you team up with a friend, or combine your efforts together to work for this. And I believe that it's also saying that once you stop focusing on what it is that you don't have and start focusing on start focusing on what it is that you do have, you'll find that there's more value in those things than you initially thought. So, for instance, this could be saying you could be going through some sort of inventory or something, and that you have to like doing inventory in like maybe an old grandparents' house that you haven't quite cleaned up or something like that. You could find something that is of value within the junk. That's one thing. I wouldn't anticipate this being any kind of giant, like you're not going to find oil, okay? But what I could be seeing is in the near future, maybe if you did that, you might find something that's worth like $800 or something like that, and that could actually improve your situation, pay off some bills, that sort of thing. And I'm thinking that you could also probably see that as coming through here, coming through in these cards as well, because this is showing me kind of like money that's coming from other people. So it's either money coming from someone else's estate that you're going to sell, or money coming in from a partnership of some sort. When will this happen? I'm going to get an actual date. Now, when I do the dates, I want you all to pay attention. You're all very different. What are the odds that one of 100 of you, or out of all of you, are going to be getting the same date, January or summer or something like that? You got to be careful with what you get here. Honestly, I don't like giving out date predictions and tarot readings, especially on general readings. Just because it's you're going to be disappointed, most likely. 99% of you are going to be disappointed because I'm giving one answer. You can't, that's the thing, is you can't generalize a time. You can generalize a reading. You can't generalize an exact time, okay? But I'm going to try, all right? So just keep that in mind. If the date makes sense to you and you're like, oh yeah, that's when I'm supposed to be getting this in the mail or whatever, then take it. But don't be banking on this, and don't be trying to change your reality to meet this date, because it is not, most likely not going to apply to most of you, okay? But with that said, I'm going to give you just a little idea of when this could be happening, okay? 4 years. Cups I equate to in years, especially when it's finances. If this was something that was going to be happening very quickly, and maybe for some of you it will happen very quickly. So it could be 4 years or 4 months. All right. If we're talking on a very small scale, I think this could be saying 4 days. What do I do? Like on a small scale, the swords are minutes, the wands are hours, and then I would say cups are days. So it's either 4 days, 4 months, or 4 years. Any more detail? We've got the Page of Wands. I would say this could be springtime. Is that 4 months from now? I think that's a little bit, 4 months from now is a little bit further. I think that's going to be summer by then. One more card to show us when. Queen of Wands. For some of you, it could be August. Oh, wait, no, is this, those are centaurs. There's centaurs in this, so maybe that means December. Hang on. I can't remember if no, they all have centaurs on them. So all the Wands people have centaurs. So then she's probably Leo, like I initially thought, and so she's probably, could be August and July, August. So, yeah. So July or August, 4 days, 4 weeks, or I'm sorry, 4 days, 4 months, or 4 years. All right? So that is what I'm seeing. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this helped. Let me know if it does, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, next up, we have the Morgan Greer. You are group 2. So group 2 people, Morgan Greer, group 2 people. What's the current situation you're in financially? And what are your challenges? What are you overlooking, and what's the advice? Got the Sun. Do you need this video, or do you need to watch this? All right, so the Sun is here. Your current situation is nice. It's good. You might be a little bit concerned about retirement, perhaps, but I don't know. It's possible that maybe you've got some issues with the future outlook here. It might be a little unclear. You might be a little worried in that sense. What you're overlooking, though, is that you have some other places to go. You have some other things to do. So if you're feeling kind of dismal in certain areas of your finances, you do have other options elsewhere that will grant you some relief, some other, what's happening here? No, I'm not going to take it. Hang on, let me I'm getting a lot of stuff right now. Okay, we'll go back to the sun. Okay, I think that, yeah, okay. This is probably a reversal here. It wants to be. What I'm seeing is a possible situation where you may have lost a lot of money very quickly, suddenly and unexpectedly, and now it's making you very... I think you lost a lot of money, by the way. This is a lot. Because the sun, to me, it was like that was the way it was before, and now it's just, you know, tipped over, and the tower shows a pretty catastrophic loss. So this could have been a giant bill. This could be a loss in your investments. This could have been a tragedy or some sort of thing. You could have had legal action taken against you or something like that, but you've lost a lot of money. And whether or not it's millions or thousands, to you, it's a lot. So you don't have to be a millionaire to be experiencing this, just so you know. The challenges right now are, again, uncertainty about the future, uncertainty about what you have left over for you to possibly retire on or move on with or move with. Maybe you needed this money to move from some place to another place to relocate. Maybe that's the problem, is just the timing is bad. You were really relying on this, maybe. I think you were probably trying to move. But then again, this can also talk about retirement, in my opinion, with the Eight of Cups, because this talks about retreats. I associate it with elder. It's like an elder card to me because it's the eight. So in some cultures, the elders go on a retreat and they disappear and they go off and do stuff. And that's kind of what I see it as, is like a retreat. But yeah, I do sense that this has to do with maybe some money that you had saved up for retirement. Again, it could also be money that you had saved up to go on a trip, or go on, or move from point A to point B. So what definitely the challenge is you just lost a lot of money and now you need a lot of money, and now you're not so sure if you have it anymore and if you can do the things that you wanted to do. But what are you overlooking? We have the Six of Swords. Can we clarify the Six of Swords, please? What are you overlooking? Six of Swords, people. I do sense that there's something else that you have. It's not necessarily something that you have... well, no, this is what you're overlooking. I think you have something that you can use in an emergency that will help you kind of stand up against this. But at the same time, it's like you can back away from this for this. What is it? I have an intuitive thing. Oh, cashing it in, cashing it in. Do you have something to cash in that you're trying not to do that, but you should? Cashing something in. Like, when I saw that, I'm thinking, like, not a lottery, like a savings bond or something, like a bond, or yeah, like a savings bond or something similar to it. Something that may have accumulated a lot of interest, and it's matured, and maybe you don't even need it anymore. Maybe now's the time to turn it in. So maybe you have a savings bond. I'm just thinking like sudden large amounts of money coming in. Definitely got a savings bond vibe. I think that's what you have. Okay. Anyway, what's the advice? Large amount of stuff coming in. I think this is kind of like, with this depiction, it's like, go get it. You have the thing, go get it. Now, for some of you who don't have a savings bond, because this is general, and my intuition is probably only good for some people, this could be saying you have something that you could sell. Something that you could get rid of that you don't need that would make a ton of money. Like maybe you have like, but I kind of feel like, what type though? Like, is there something else here that someone can sell or what? No, not your mother. Don't sell your mother. The Queen of Wands, Queen of Rods. Maybe it's a painting. Maybe there's something that you have that actually has a lot of value to it that you don't care for, and then you could probably sell that. Maybe. What is the thing for some of these people's signs? It's not a savings bond. Again, it could be a painting. Anybody have like a old-timey picture of the Pietà? Maybe you could sell that. Do you own the Pietà? You could sell that. It's possible. I feel like, again, I'm getting a savings bond sort of thing here. Because, like, look, like something your grandmother or your mom or your dad gave you that was, you know, supposed to be helpful in times when you needed it. You know, maybe this is saying that it was some female figure that gave you this. There's something that you can sell. There's something that you can take advantage of and give to somebody, or to give to the bank to, like, cash it or something. There's something of value that you can get, like, money off of, payout. And I think it's a gift. It was a gift from somebody else, like a gift from an elder, or a gift from, like, you know, just who knows, like for a birthday present or a marriage gift or something like that. I really sense there's something you can sell. For some of you, maybe you inherited a property that you forgot about or something. Or like, yeah, I don't know, like me. If you guys have like inherited like a bunch of junk from somebody who passed away, and you now have like a storage unit, there's something could be in the storage unit. Something like that. I'm not sensing that you need to get another job. I mean, there's other ways to make money than selling stuff, but I'm really getting a vibe that there's something that you can turn in or use, that you have at your disposal to get the money that you're looking for. And I think that this Ten of Wands is saying to go and get it as your advice, which is very simple. The whole thing is advice. Got the Nine of Wands. Or Nine of Swords, sorry. What is this thing? Anxiety is your answer? No. It's often hard to see the Nine of Swords as advice. But, I mean, the only way that I know of this card as being advice is to get to the root of your issues, get to the root of your problems. So maybe this is suggesting that you pay it all off and everything, and, you know, get whatever this is, get this money and take care of your problem. But it might be advising you not to let this happen again. And this is possibly part of a bigger issue with you. Like maybe you are a gambler, or you take big risks with things and maybe make bad decisions or something. Yeah, you need to set limits on yourself. Boundaries. You could be a spendthrift or something. Or you make bad investments on things that backfire. But the Emperor is here saying that you need to establish some limits with yourself. You need to be more disciplined and take care of certain personality traits that you might be causing the problem in the first place. Because in most cases, we kind of cause these things to happen. I mean, sometimes it's just purely bad luck. But then sometimes you've got those people that are like, oh yeah, I'm going to invest like $4,000 into this, you know, multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. That sounds like a good idea. And then, you later find out that, oh, it's a scheme. It's a pyramid. That's what pyramid scheme means, that sort of thing, So it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but you might not be making the most educated, wise decisions when it comes to investing your money. You may be letting people, trick you into things where you put a lot of money down thinking that there's going to be a better investment, but it turns out that it's not the case. So that's what I'm seeing here, group 3. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if this resonates with you, how you like my financial ratings, if they're any good. I'm pretty practical minded, but if I figured, well, I don't do these readings for myself. Maybe if I did, I'd be a millionaire. You never know. All right. For those of you that picked group 3, this is the Muka Tarot. Muka Tarot people, what's your financial situation? There it is. What challenges are in your finances right now? That's too many challenges. We don't want that. Show me the challenges, please. What are you overlooking that could benefit you? And what is the advice for you? So we've got 6 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, the Tower. At the moment, your situation is new. I don't think that you've gotten very far. You might be like a very early earner. You might not have much of a savings account yet, but you're certainly planning. You're making the efforts. Can you please clarify the 2? I keep flipping in the wrong direction here. Please clarify the 2 of Wands. You're trying to make very well-balanced and logical decisions. You're trying to do this with your life, not just finance, but for everything. So you could be trying to balance, maybe you've got a job that has like the first type of job you ever had that had like decent pay, and now you're like, oh, I can have a 401k now. Ooh, what am I going to do? I have like $5 extra of disposable income. How am I going to send that? Spell that. It's not spell it. How am I going to save it or spend it or that sort of thing. So I think that it's possible that you're kind of just starting off here in the world, and you're making a great decision, by the way. If you're young and you're doing this now, this is an excellent thing. So what are the challenges right now? The past. I want to say maybe you are surrounded by people who do have financial support from their family, and I'm thinking that maybe you don't have that. Can I clarify the 6 of Cups? These are your challenges. 5 of Swords. Yeah, there's something happened that, okay, so even if you haven't started, maybe you're starting from scratch. Maybe you had some sort of tragedy that kind of just depleted everything you had and you're back to square one. Because what I'm seeing here is with the challenges is like, I feel like this is indicating that something in the past really screwed you over. We have the 5 of Swords. Maybe you were stolen from, maybe somebody stole from you, or somebody swindled you or tricked you into, spending, selling your entire house or selling your life or selling the farm or whatever, somebody sold you magic beans or something. It definitely get the sense that somebody kind of swindled you and you might be coming back from that. If that's not the case and you are starting from square one just because you're young in life and that's where you're at, I'm seeing that it's possible that you kind of didn't have the same upbringing that your peers did where they could get this sort of financial support. It's possible that your peers were very lucky. You might live in an affluent neighborhood and you're middle class or something like that, you know. Or even could be very rich and inherited a lot, but maybe something happened and you had to give it away, or you had to use it on somebody else, like someone who was sick or something like that. Either way, though, I see that you're back to square one and you're trying to plan it. You're trying to do a little bit better with that. For some of you, because the justice is here, it's possible that you guys are planning on taking some sort of legal action for something that happened in the past. Maybe you're looking to sue somebody for some sort of thing, damages or what have you. And that's where you're at right now. What are you overlooking at the moment to improve your situation? I'm seeing a good inventory. Taking inventory, taking a good look at your losses, your gains, and maybe getting a second opinion on it. Because when I saw this, I'm thinking accountant. This card is an accountant, in my opinion, because this person is like, okay, give me what you got here. What do you have here? You've made all these pentacles. Have you actually looked at what they're worth? So that's kind of what the 7 is here, sitting and is, coming out, and he's like, okay, let me take a look. Let me assess what you've got, and then I'll get back to you. So I kind of feel like this could be, again, financial planner, an accountant. Maybe if you guys have a business, you need to start keeping books. Like, it's perhaps you're not keeping track of your receipts or something like that. Or, maybe you've been doing a small job or like a small little side gig that's growing quickly. It's a lot quicker than you thought. You might not be keeping the proper documentation. You might be overlooking the proper documentation. So when it comes to filing quarterly taxes, you might get screwed. This could be a warning here. This could also indicate somebody who's starting a new business. Maybe you didn't have a business in the past or have no experience with it. You only know a little bit. Or maybe you had a business in the past and it failed. Clarify the 7. What do you want? Who are you? Again, we have a focus on documents. If of all the swords people, this is the receipt. This is definitely a receipt if I've ever seen it. Same thing with the Knight of Swords. This is somebody delivering the receipt, though. I would say that not the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords. But this one here, I believe, is the one who delivers the receipt. So there's something that you're overlooking, probably has to do with the small nitnoy of if it's a business or whatever it is that you're saving. You're not looking at the little numbers. It's possible that maybe you are, if this is a business-related thing, you are not taking into account the things that you can write off as expenses for your business, that sort of thing. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing, clerical work, somebody to do this sort of paperwork here. And that's, again, kind of alluding to getting a, what are those things called? Accountant. One more card for what they're overlooking. Yes, okay. There's something that you're doing or something that you are not looking at that is not going to be like a thing that's going to give you money immediately and your problems are solved. This is saying that this is a cautionary thing that you need to do in order to prevent anything holding back what it is that you're earning right now, or what it is you're planning to make or planning to earn, or whatever. This is saying that you need to take the proper precautions. So if you're starting a new business or investing or anything, you need to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. And you also need to, spend money to make money, right? So if you have to go talk to a professional, you don't have to go to them every month. You don't have to put down a retainer. You could just, pay once and just have someone look at this stuff. Sometimes you can get if you know anybody who's like a friend who goes to, is going through business finance, you could get them to do it. I know my grandfather was an accountant, and he used to do people's taxes for free and give them advice for free. If it was a different time then, and people needed help, and he was the one who did that. If you have a friend who's a kind-hearted soul who will look through your things, buy them pizza maybe. See if you can get them to do that, because it's important to get these foundations. They seem like little things, but they add up. If you don't collect your receipts, if you don't watch what it is that you are spending, like something is nickel and diming you, could be building up into a much bigger thing. For some of you here, I'm sorry if I'm going too much on the business track, but here, for those of you that may be still just learning to spend real early on, or learning to save early on, this could be suggesting you need to look out and be careful for some sort of repeated, you need to be aware of some sort of repeated or recurrent cost that you're not paying attention to. And it's possible something like, it could be like a Spotify account or, Netflix or something, maybe something that you don't use anymore that's still been charging you. And if you look through your statements, you might find something, but it's like, and it's not much. It's like 13, we're talking, remember I said this is little numbers, little receipts. So this could be just something over and over again, like some stupid game that charges you monthly, like at $3 or something like that, or something small, but it would really add up. I mean, if you accidentally spend $20 every month and you're not even paying attention to it, it adds up, okay? So I think that's kind of what we're seeing here with this as far as what you're overlooking. Advice-wise. So advice to improve your situation. I'm assuming that this is more likely this, because we want to control when it comes to money. We want things to be in control. This isn't telling you to wildly spend. That's bad advice. So I want to say that this is trying to say that you need to hold things together. Try to hold it together. Be controlled. Try to, be stubborn with it too. Be stubborn with yourself. Set boundaries. Set limits. But you gotta hold this together. You gotta keep this tower from falling down. Yeah. If you've got somebody who's with you that's leeching off of you, that could also be this, somebody nickel and diming you. If you have somebody that's leeching off of it from you, you might want to ask them to do some work and help you out. This can talk about people, being very successful, but it also talks about, in a cautionary way, it can talk about how somebody's not pulling their weight and you're end up doing everything for them. So this could be also saying that you need to let your friends fail. If you're trying to keep somebody afloat, you need to let that person fail. That's their problem. You got to take care of yourself now too, especially if you've had something in the past that is really screwed you over, and now you're kind of working from the ground up. You have no resources for this person. You have to save yourself first. That's kind of what I see with that. One more card for advice, please. Oh, there's so many. Advice. Okay. Do things the old-fashioned way. Do things the old-fashioned way. Again, this does talk about people doing things for other people at the cost of themselves. Do not do that. But do things the old-fashioned way. Save. And also watch your money. Look how many pentacles I'm getting in these readings. But yeah, also you want to watch your money. Watch what you're doing with it. Watch the inflow and the outflow. That's the big thing with this. It's about time management and money management. This is about part-time jobs and balancing. It's balancing acts. Balance your checkbook. Balance your receipts. At the end of the week, you need to start taking an inventory, or make an assessment on the things that you're spending weekly. You need to make a budget, basically. And actually, if you look online, you can find some pretty fun things for financial planning. I know a lot of my viewers are girls. You can look online and find fun financial planning for ladies. They've got all sorts of neat books with all sorts of patterns and stickers, and you can do it like a bullet journal. If you need to do like if you need a creative aspect to make your finances interesting. Personally, I like a good old boring graph, but if you need something more creative, you should definitely look into budget books, or just look up like fun planning ideas or fun financial planning ideas for women, and you can get something that might really interest you. I'm not saying that women are only going to be interested in their finances if there's like shoes and lipstick attached to it, but if that's your jam and you like that stuff, look for it. If it helps you, go for it. So yeah, that's my advice to you. I forgot timing on deck 2, but maybe that was serendipity for them. I'm not sure, but I'll do timing for this one on when we can predict things will turn up for you. Now, again, I did this to deck 1. I do not like to give timing because you can make a general reading, because general is like a fuzzy cloud. Timing is a little more specific, and it's not as easy for it to make sense to a general audience because it's not playing on your intuition. It's trying to give you like an exact date. So that's why this probably will not work, though I know a lot of you want to see it, and that's okay. That's okay. It infuriates me as a reader of fortunes. But it's time is fluid, and your choices change things. So don't take this to heart. If you just want some sort of peace of mind, so you can be like, oh, okay, that sounds right, then you can take it. But I'm just giving you that heads up that this will only be accurate for probably like 1% of you, okay? So when can we expect this to happen? We got 10 of Wands. 10 weeks from now, this could start to turn up. 10 days for some of you. 10 days, 10 weeks. I usually don't do months with these guys, because I have a couple different time frames I use for different settings. So if I want a short time frame, then I do these can be hours sometimes. If you go swords, minutes, hours, days. Sometimes the swords are weeks, days, so it could be 10 days, 10 weeks, not 10 months. I don't usually do months with these guys. This could be an autumn, though. I am getting an autumn vibe with that. Timing. When will this happen? When will things turn up for pile 3, please? You may need to take action. Things will turn up once you decide to make that choice to save. If you haven't started saving, this could be saying the moment you save your first coin could be the moment things turn up. This could also be saying the moment you invest this first, piece of effort into hair. This even could just be simply an idea. This really wanted to flip out. When? Taurus. Could be next May, or this May coming up. This could also be around fall. I use this card it reminds me of colleges sometimes, in higher education in its own way. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. But I know some people have different meanings for Hierophant. But yeah, this could be May. Oh, it's 5. This could also be August or July to me. Woo! Yeah, I think I'll probably stop there. But yeah, I hope this helped you. Please let me know if it did. And like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how it went. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.